Okay, good evening. Today's Tuesday, August 4th, 2020, and welcome to the special board meeting of the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees. And I call this meeting to order at exactly 6:36 p.m. Roll call. Ms. Weaver?
Present.
Ms. Silva?
Present.
Ms. Garcia?
Present.
Mr. Mendez? Mr. Olivares?
Yes, sir. Present.
Mr. Rosas?
Present.
Dr. Carmen?
Present.
And Mr. Torres?
Present.
Hey, thank you all. We're going to go ahead and go on to agenda item 1.2, public comment. We don't have any today. Let's go on to 2.0, action agenda 2.1, the healthcare presentation by Zach Gainbridge and Carlisle Insurance. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. And as we were able to receive this presentation during the committee meeting, I would just open the floor again to any board members who might have questions regarding either pricing or recommendation from Mr. Gainbridge.
So, Mr. Gainbridge, real quick. The cost is what you presented on a one-year base, the $2 million savings, right?
Yes, sir. The overall liability is what is being reduced by $10 million. So from a financial perspective, this is a positive for the district. When it comes to the reduction in costs that we're going to see, it is projected at about 1.5 to 2 million, but ultimately we'll have to see how the claims play out over the year.
Okay.
The self-insured. Overall liability, you are correct on that. Yes, sir. It is a $2 million reduction.
That's Blue Cross and Blue Shield, right?
Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if anybody, go ahead.
Go ahead, Victor. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a motion, but I'd rather hear you talk.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'm just concerned about the prescriptions on Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're saying that there will be a 5% savings on prescriptions at this point or not? Oh.
Yes, ma'am. There will be a savings on the prescription medications with Blue Cross Blue Shield. The projected savings we're looking at there on a total cost perspective is close to 2%. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. It's 15%. That is with the switching of the pharmacy benefit manager to Prime Therapeutics. The way these pharmacy benefit managers are structured is there's a number of formularies and different drug lists that the employees will have access to. These drug lists are regulated, and so if there is any kind of drug that's on one list and not the other, there is another medication that is clinically and FDA approved to clinically treat a number of conditions. So it will at times entail alternatives, but there's no restriction of employees getting access to the right medications they need. Blue Cross and effort of the doctor and the employee can work with the new pharmacy benefit manager to making sure that the right medications are prescribed.
I'm just curious if it's safe enough right now during this pandemic that we're in, if it's safe enough to do that switching around right now. Is it safe to be switching insurance carriers right now?
From timeline perspective, being August 4th, there is enough time. All parties are on deck and ready to begin the implementation process. That's leaving us about 60 days to get the full thing loaded, which is more than enough time. We will need to act sooner than later, of course, and that will be the next steps given the actions and the results of tonight. But there is enough sufficient time to have this in place and effective on October 1st. We will recommend that we work with both Optum, which is the current PBM manager, and then with the new one with Prime, to ensure that medications, if there needs to be multiple fills or anything of that nature, that employees are accommodated to make sure that the medications are prescribed as needed.
You're going to assure of that part. You will.
Yes, ma'am. That's it, with all parties and the loading going on with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and all parties collaborated and working the way they should. The employees will have access to their medications.
Okay, that was what one of my concerns, being that, you know, for the transaction from the insurance that they have now to, you know, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, if we, you know, do pass that. So that's what I wanted, you know, our employees to be, you know, feel confident and feel comfortable that they're going to be able to, you know, go through that new transaction, and somebody's going to be there to guide them, to help them with the new changes, because, you know, there's another change that they're going to have to go through. So that's what I want them, you know, not to have any problems. And since right now, you know, with all this that's
Exactly.
going
No
on.
problem. No problem.
Yes.
A
yes. We
smooth
just want it to be
transition.
smooth.
What?
Smooth transition.
That's what we want.
Yes, that's what we
Exactly.
want. A smooth transition with no issues at all.
Yes.
Can you guarantee us that?
Yes,
Well,
ma'am. It's if all parties involved and collaborating, a lot of it ultimately will be out of our hands. I mean, we are at the 60-day window, which is enough time. So that from that perspective, we can ensure that there's enough time to get this done. But it is going to take the collaboration of all parties involved to make sure that there isn't any form of disruption. And we're here to guide that process and hold all parties accountable for that.
Mr. Gainbridge, real quick, the savings you're talking about, is it like a local pharmacist going to a local pharmacist, or is it savings like mail-in orders? Because I order my medicine for three months, and I get a difference of a discount when I just buy it here. So that's an additional cost, or is it both?
It'll work the same way. Essentially, you're buying 2.5 times when you choose to do mail order. So it'll be the same process. If you do mail order, you'll have a larger supply quantity for the medication. So it will work the same. When it comes to the actual network of the pharmacies, et cetera, that's going to be on both a local front and a national front. So your national pharmacies such as CVS, H-E-B, Walgreens, et cetera, the discounts are going to vary amongst there. But ultimately and collectively, the reason we're seeing that decrease in the total liability are all things considered, including pharmacy as well as the medical piece of it as well.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Gingrich, I want to go ahead and thank you for the presentation, but I want to make something very clear that by coming forth with this process and you being the consultant and recommending Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example, with all these savings across the board, as you can see, our board members are extremely passionate about making sure that this process, or the lack of disturbance and so on and so forth. And that's one of the reasons why we never changed with United 3 years ago, because of this process. So I think your presentation was tremendous, and it was, once again, we have to go back to the whole savings portion of it, and then also get all these parties involved, like you said, and make sure they work cohesively together to make sure that this process is seamless. So if everybody works together behind the scenes, with our HR department and so on and so forth, to make sure that all this turnaround time gets done in a timely manner, and of course the customer service is exceptional, then I don't think that there'll be any issues or concerns. I know Blue Cross is extremely competitive, and it's very obvious. And so I just want to thank you so much for that. And I know that they'll do a great job. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity, and again, we're excited about seeing some possible savings. But to address the concerns, we're fully committed to quarterback this as we transition to the next page. With the great point made, it's going to be a collaboration of all parties involved, but that is our commitment, so we can experience these savings with avoiding disruption for the employees. So we appreciate the opportunity.
And then also we're going to be pushing for our local businesses as well, it's part of economic development. So we want to make sure that our local businesses also get supported tremendously through this process. So we want to make sure that gets rolled out. It's something we can have a conversation at a later date. But yeah, we're all in that in the same mindset on that. Okay. Thank you. Any more questions?
No.
Okay, let's move on to agenda item 2.2, discussion and possible action to award and approve the district self-insured health plan carrier for the following services regarding RFCSP-0720-EHBPH4A, the healthcare/third-party administrator or the administrator services agreement provider, B, the stop-loss insurance company/provider, and C, the pharmacy benefit manager. Dr. Carmen?
Sure, Mr. Lopez, first of all, I want to say that I'm happy for once to be sitting here. Each year, this board, since I've been here, has been able to give our employees a raise. And then the one knock we hear about it is if they insure either their dependents or if they have the buyout plans, that the premiums go up. And so they don't get to see that entire raise in their check. So following this competitive bidding process, and the work that Zach has done on behalf of San Benito CISD, it's impressive and it's satisfying to me to have an option to be able to recommend so that our employees get that full raise this year. So with that, based on the information we have tonight, the numbers we have, the recommendation, I would recommend to the board that they approve Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas as our carrier, Blue Cross Blue Shield as our stop loss, and Prime for our pharmacy agent.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Carmen. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Victor?
I have a motion. I have a motion by Mr. Rosas. Can I have a second?
Both.
I have a second. I have a second by Ms. Garcia. All in favor by the raise of hands, please. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move on to 2.3, discussion and possible action to appoint and or designate the agent of service district group for the health services.
Mike,
Can you hear me?
okay,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I need a recommendation for the agent of record for the health insurance, please.
I recommend Jeff Everett.
Who?
Jeff Everett,
Who's that?
an associate.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor for Jeff Everett. Can I have a
No.
second, please?
No, I
Second.
don't want him. What
Second.
happened to Iván
I
Ortega?
got a second. I got a second by Mr. Rosas. All in favor with a show of hands?
No. What happened to
carries.
Ortegon? Who's the guy that you nominated, Bante?
He's an insurance agent out of Westlaco.
Out of where?
Westlaco, he carries a Blue Cross Blue Shield.
What
I
was
hadn't
his
heard
name?
of that person.
Jeff Everett.
Jeff?
We need to move.
Hold on.
We're going to move on to the agenda item at 2.4, please. Discussion and possible action to appoint and or designate the agent of record for service or voluntary and or ancillary insurance products.
I make a motion.
For who, ma'am?
I make a motion that to designate Jeff Everett as an agent of record of service, all voluntary and or auxiliary insurance products for the district.
Okay, can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Olivares. All in favor with a show of hands, please. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move on to 2.5, discussion and possible action to award proposals as recommended by administrative regarding RFP-119-PCS professional consulting services. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir, Mr. Lopez, you have just an updated list of professional consultant services. Again, this is a rolling bid. We bring these to the board once we have people who meet the qualifications. And it seems like we have a short list of 1, 2, 3, 5 vendors here.
Can I have a motion, please?
Okay, what is it?
I make a motion that we award the
Motion.
proposal as recommended by administrators regarding the RFP. Is somebody else speaking?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I make the motion that we, to award proposal as recommended by the administration regarding the RFP-1119-PCS, professional consultant services.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Silva. Can I have a second,
Welcome.
please? I have a second by Balde. All in
Second.
favor with, all in favor, okay, all in favor with a show of hands, please. Motion carries, thank you. Let's move on to 2.6, discussion and consideration or approval of the interlocal agreement with Region 4 for the bulk order purchasing program. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. So this is interlocal agreement. We have an agreement with Region 4 Education Service Center. This one in particular, however, relates to the operation connectivity. State of Texas is doing a reimbursement, and in order for us to be able to collect on that reimbursement, we had to be a member of the Region 4 Service Center and have this interlocal agreement in place. And essentially, this is for connecting our kids to instruction. So the hundreds of thousands of dollars on overspending on T-Mobile hotspots for our students, hundreds of thousands we're spending for the Chromebooks for our students. By submitting this and approving this, we can then submit to be reimbursed. I believe it's 50% of device costs, and then a percentage of those Chromebooks as well. Figures are not guaranteed based on people apply for it, but in order to be eligible for that reimbursement from the state, this interlocal agreement needs to be approved.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion of the consideration action to approve the new interlocal agreement with Region 4 for the bulk order purchase program.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Ms. Silva. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I got a second by Ms. Weaver. All in favor with show of hands, please. Thank you. Motion carries. Okay, let's move on to agenda item 2.7, discussion and possible action of the 2021 resolution number 1 to authorize the superintendent to submit remote instruction continuity plan for the Texas Education Agency and authorize particular student attendance delegations associated with the continuity plan to the superintendent. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. So what we're asking the board here is to give me the authority to be able to submit and pursue our asynchronous remote instructional plan. This would allow me to submit to TA and to be able to amend how we take attendance during the remote instructional period.
Thank you, Dr. Carmen. Can I have a motion, please? I have a motion by Ms. Weaver. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Rosas. All in favor, please say with a show of hands, please. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move on to agenda number 3, closed meeting. And according to with the Texas Government Code, the Open Meetings Act, the board may move into the closed session for the following reasons. Section 551.071 for the purpose of the private consultation with board attorney on any and all subjects or matters authorized by law. Section 551.774 for the purpose and consideration of appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of public officer or employees, or to hear complaints against charges or public officer or employee. 3.1, employment, resignations, retirements. 3.2, discussion and consideration of employment of migrant director. We are coming into executive session at exactly 6:55 p.m. Thank you. Okay, we reconvene back into executive session at exactly 7:31 p.m. Thank you. 4.2, actions and matters considered in the closed session. Employments, resignations, and retirements. Dr. Carmen?
Sir, Mr. Lopez, I would recommend to the board, ask them to approve the employment, resignations, and retirements as we discussed in executive session.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Weaver. I got a motion by Ms. Weaver. Can I have a second, please? Second by Mr. Olivares. All in favor, please say with a show of hands. Motion carries. 3.2, discussion and consideration of employment of migrant director. Dr. Carmen?
Mr. Lopez, at this time, we do not have a recommendation for the position of migrant director.
Okay, before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I just want to say, everybody, please stay safe and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Okay, God bless you all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Stay
Stay
safe.
safe. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So move.
I got Ms. Weaver. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by
Second.
Second by Mr. Rosas. All in favor, please say aye by a show of hands.
Aye.
Motion carries. We close this meeting at exactly 7:33 p.m. Thank you.